Every so often, there's a movie that just comes along that fascinates you right off the back. And for me, this is kind of like a rare anomaly, so to speak, whereas there's not too many movies that within the first 10 minutes can get me invested, get me really into it. But there are a lot of movies that I have seen that within the first 3 minutes can ruin the entire movie for me. It's just like right off the bat I could tell just from the acting and cinematography, the angles they're going at, I can tell right off the bat when a movie's going to suck, or where it's going to be mediocre, or where I might think it's possibly worth watching. And luckily, Gravity falls into the category of worth watching. And this is a movie that got a lot of praise for like a good bit. Critics was talking about it. People was talking about it. I saw the posters. I saw the trailers. I saw the commercial for it multiple times. Kept seeing the commercial a lot, actually. And at first, I was kind of skeptical about seeing a movie that's based on space that doesn't have aliens in it. And I'm not just talking about a movie that's just plain like Alien. I mean just having things in space that's trying to kill you, that's obviously sci-fi, that's not real, totally fabricated type stuff. And luckily, this movie actually kept me invested. And it didn't even have any of those things. Normally there has to be something trying to kill the person, where in this movie it is. But I mostly think of something, like along a computer, supercomputer or something. And that's actually the first thing that came to mind when I saw the commercial or the trailer for this movie. I thought it was going to be kind of like 2001: A Space Odyssey. It was going to be slow and take its time, sort of build up this atmosphere. And it does. It does do that. But let me start from the beginning. Okay, so this is about the movie Gravity. And Gravity is about a group of astronauts that go up into space to repair a space station. For whatever reason, NASA's having problems with communication through it, and I guess they can't take photos of Earth or something or another. They explain it much better in the movie. And while they're in space, there are two astronauts there who are played by Sandra Bullock and, hope I'm pronouncing her last name right, and George Clooney, which do a fantastic job, by the way, both of them. They really do a good job here. And Sandra Bullock, I always thought she was a good actor, but not too many movies I could say, oh yeah, I remember that movie with her in it. I never really watched a lot of her movies, but I always thought she was a good actor, always did. And so NASA contacts the astronauts in space, and they tell them, Russia is actually launching a missile to destroy one of their satellites in space. Okay, this doesn't seem like too much of a problem. They're destroying one of their satellites. Why do we care? Well, it turns out because of the gravitational pull and the orbit around the Earth and whatnot, the debris is actually going to intercept with them. Basically, it's going to hit them, so to speak. It's going to hit them like meteors. And so NASA at this point is telling them, okay, you know what, you got to get out of there now. Get back to your ship. Forget about the space station. Don't even worry about fixing it. We're going to try to get you back to Earth. And the problem is that it's too late at this point. The debris from the satellite actually comes and hits their spaceship, knocking it out of orbit. Spaceship go barreling down towards Earth, destroying, killing whatever crew members. I don't think I'm giving this away. It kills pretty much everybody besides Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. And I'm sorry if you think that's a spoiler. It literally happens in like the first 10 minutes. So, I mean, it's nothing special. It's like if you walked into the theater late, it would already be happening. And so from here, it goes into a survival film, and you're wondering, like, how are they going to get out of space? Well, turns out there's more than one space station up there. We obviously all know that. Russia has their own space station. China has their own space station. And since ours was kind of destroyed and the debris and everything, the point is to try to get to another space station to get to their escape pod so they can head back down to Earth. And so, the movie itself, in general, I enjoyed it a lot. I think it was really good. I think it was well acted. Cinematography was great. The amount of angles that they was getting was good. Actually, the first, I don't know if people noticed this, but I actually like the first, what seems to be 15 to 20 minutes. There isn't any edit at all. It's just setting you up for this beautiful atmosphere. It's trying to put you in their world, in their situation, trying to give you the feeling of space, so to speak, and it actually does really well. And I felt like I was in space. I was in space with these astronauts. I just saw it at a regular viewing. I didn't see it in like 3D or whatever else, IMAX, like I seen something like Wreck-It Ralph when I went to go see it. But for what I got, I still felt as though I was in space with these astronauts, and it actually still worked out regardless of what screening that you see it on. People, I have been told to see it in IMAX, but I didn't get a chance to do so. And from there, it's just like they don't cut. Excuse me, they don't cut for, like I said, about 20 minutes of the movie. And it does a setup really great. And you get to, I wouldn't say learn these astronauts' personalities. They just seem pretty generic. They're just working on stuff. It's till when it gets to the survival part, you start seeing their personalities. And this movie, forgive me for the other actors, but this movie is basically just based on, just a couple of people and how they end up surviving in space, or how they try to survive while in space. Because if you think about it, there's nothing there, and you get shots where and scenes where they're just just floating around. They're just talking, but they're talking. What their conversation about is actually interesting. It's calming. It's because, like I said, the movie does so well putting you there in that environment that when they're actually talking and trying to calm you down, you do feel a sense of calm. And then when the danger comes, you do get a sense of danger. And that's great. That's great in the movie. And I'm so glad I ended up liking this because, like I said, when I first saw the previews and everything, I thought of 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I'm not going to lie, visually it's amazing, but I fall asleep on it every time. Every time I watch A Space Odyssey, I fall asleep on it. And I have tried watching it a total of 4 times. And it's a really long movie, that movie, and I just can't keep invested. I fall asleep every time I watch it. And it's like the only movie I fall asleep on besides Star Trek Nemesis. I think that was another one I fell asleep on. And I just can't get into it. And I thought it was going to be the same thing with Gravity, but thank God it wasn't, because I really wanted to watch it, and I really wanted to see it, and I did not want to fall asleep on it. And yeah, just like 2001: A Space Odyssey, it does have these long shots that tend to drag on for a little bit. Like there's a part when Sandra Bullock's character, she's like twirling in space, and George Clooney's trying to talk to her, who is George Clooney in this movie. He's really calm. it's like nothing gets to this guy, and I don't know if it's just like he's just so cool. It's really amazing how cool he is. He just gives off this feeling like, everything's gonna be all right. We got this. We can do this. There's a plan for everything. Yeah, so upbeat, but he's so likable. He's not like the character that you don't believe. Like you're saying, guy, you're in space. You should be screaming your head off. No, he's actually really is believable, and he just brings us like such good emotion to the movie. Loved his character in this. Sandra Bullock, she's like sort of, like I said in the beginning, she's sort of like the generic scientist and whatnot. But then as it goes more in this survival thing, you start really connecting with her more than you will with George Clooney, at least in my experience. Like I just said, he's definitely cool and everything. You really like him, but I connected with Sandra Bullock more because she's just like the normal person in space, and her reaction would be my reaction. Like, I'm not gonna make it out of this. I might as well just give up. I'm probably gonna die. This sort of thing, and like, going through like the seven, grieving processes of death and all that. And that's what she goes through, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. It's acted out really well by these actors. And taking something as simple and what seems to be boring as space, and not put aliens in it, and actually keep me invested, that's a sign of a good movie. That's a sign of a good movie. Hopefully when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll end up, or seeing DVD, I'll end up seeing it again. And it's most likely I will be seeing it again, because I really like this, and I would like to see it once again by myself at home, and on an HD projection sort of thing. So, yeah, Gravity, really good movie. So, no aliens or anything like that. Just basically them surviving out of space is as realistic as you can possibly get. And the ending, not giving it away. Don't want to spoil it, and I won't spoil it. Don't worry. I won't tell you what happened at the end, but how it ended. If you ever seen the movie Ponyo, and you see the ending of that, how it just like goes off like that, and it does that in Gravity, and it makes you say, I want more. I was looking for a little bit more, and not in a bad way. Not saying that the movie needed more, because they keep the focus where it needs to be, and the focus needs to be on space. It's not about anywhere else. It's just about them surviving in space, and that's where it needs to be. But towards the ending, I was just wondering. Hopefully I didn't give anything away there. Hopefully at the ending, when it goes off the way it did, I was just saying to myself, I want to know what else happens. I really want to know more. I don't want the movie to end, and that's what it was. I didn't want the movie to end because the movie's actually not that long. It's probably about a total of an hour and 25 minutes. Probably give like 10 minutes to credits, making it like an hour and 30 something minutes. But yeah, so it goes pretty quickly, but they get a lot of stuff out. And I can understand why it is short as it is, because you're a movie about people in space, and you have no aliens, no predator, no nothing like that. I know I keep going back to sci-fi stuff, but I'm just amazed how they got to do this with no like killer computer or anything like over the top like that. And I really enjoyed this movie, and I normally don't say this for my reviews, but I recommend seeing this. And let me just go over quickly. I guess what people probably wouldn't like this. people who wouldn't like this will probably be people who I wouldn't say sit still, but can't take the long shots and the long drawn out conversations and whatnot. Like people who need a lot of action. Like if you're into type of movies like The Expendables or something just over the top and cheesy as that, you probably won't like this. People who like science and movies, I guess, like, I probably shouldn't say Inception. It's not that complicated. Very simple story. But people who like survival type stuff, I guess, like Predator and Alien is, but without the monsters in it. You might like this if you can just sit there and watch it. And let me say, if you can't get invested into those first 10 minutes or so, because like I said, the first 20 minutes, there's no edit. There's no edit whatsoever. It's just like this long shot of Earth and the shuttle, and it just zooms in, it zooms in, the camera twirls around, giving you this beautiful view of Earth and outer space and everything. It's really amazing. But if you can't take shots like that, because there's a good bit of them in here, especially long conversations. After a while, it does go into basically the action, try to kill everything in sight type thing. And it seems like everything's trying to kill them type thing. It does go into that, but if you can handle the other stuff, fine. Then you might like, you probably will like this. And if you can't, then I can already see people going, oh man, this is boring as hell. Why would anybody like this? Can I say hell? I'm gonna say hell. Like, this is boring as hell. Why would anybody like this? And I can see people saying that, saying, oh, you know, the movie's overrated. In my opinion, is it overrated? I love saying when something's overrated, it might have a little bit too much, but I don't think so. I think it's pretty simple. And I think it focuses on what it needs to focus on, which is the people in space. And I think it's done really well. And, you know, you can tell this is done by CGI and whatnot, but you know it's done by CGI, but you can't tell. Let me put it that way. And the film really does a good job of putting you in this space setting and keeping you there, keeping you invested with these characters, with these visuals, with these angles, these different shots of the ships, inside and out. The sets are really well done, and the acting's really good. It's just an all-around good movie, and I'm glad I saw it, and hopefully I'll see it again. And well, that's it for now. There'll be more videos coming soon. I promise I will upload them as soon as I get the chance. I might have another review up later on this week, and if I don't, probably early next week. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and this is probably a long video. I don't know how long this is. I don't have a timer on my phone here. So, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.